Hey guys, Angel here today, and guess what? I got a whole stack of cool notes. So I decided, hey, maybe I need to know a little bit more about these notes. And I thought, hey, maybe you might want to know a little bit more about these notes. So maybe we should get into it in just a moment. All right, guys, I'm back. And what we have up here first is a 1928 $10 gold certificate. This is the first year that Alexander Hamilton was shown on a $10 bill. And it's the first and only small-sized gold certificate. I mean, here's the back. The back isn't nothing great. So I flipped it back to the front so you can see all the cool different stuff. So, like in 1933, when Roosevelt did the gold recall order, millions of these were turned in and destroyed. So, there's no telling how many of these are still left. So, I wanted to kind of like zoom up on here. It's a series of 1928. And then it's got the gold seal. It's got the gold serial number. It says this certificate is a legal tender in the amount thereof, the payment of all debts and dues, public and private. But it says gold certificate. So it's gold. So you can turn this in for a $10 gold until Roosevelt did the gold recall order. Then you couldn't turn it in for gold because you weren't supposed to own gold. You weren't supposed to own gold. So that's that. What do we have up next? What's this? It's a 1934. Right here. There's a year. 1934 A series. So it's a series of 1934. And this is a World War II North African emergency note. And they also call it the Yellow Seal because it has a yellow seal. They call it the Yellow Seal Service Certificate. These were only printed and released once. And it has the Julian. So this is like Julian. And the Morgenthau Jr. So those are the two signers of the note. And it's got the yellow treasure seal, like I said. And this was considered like a $5 invasion note. Because these notes were printed so they could aid North Africa and Europe. So it's pretty cool. And then the back, this looks like a normal old back. But the front is where all the coolness is. So what you think about that? All right, up next is a 1922 $10 note. This was issued from 1863 to 1933 as a certification of ownership of gold. And let me see, where's the date? So it's a series of 1922. And of course, once Franklin did the Act of 1933, it was actually illegal to own this note. So like when they wanted to turn in all the gold, like physical gold, like gold, these were also where you could get gold. So between 1933 and 1964, it was literally illegal to own one of these. So those people that kept these for all those years, they was breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law. And this one is the same. It's the same, you know, you get in gold, 1922. So, I mean, you'd get a $20 gold if you turn this one in. And it's kind of cool because it's like all orangey on the back. But yeah, basically these were supposed to be turned in when they did the 1933 Gold Confiscation Act or whatever they called it. But yeah, so these survived. And there's no telling how many other ones survived. So super cool, super cool. Let me know what you think about that. And then that brings us to the 1918 Federal Reserve Notes. So I got two of them. I got two Federal Reserve Notes. Like this one is from the Federal Reserve of New York. And this one was from the Federal Reserve of Chicago. So these were like the first and only large size blanket notes for like the dollar denomination. And it is estimated that less than 0.5%, like, yeah, 0.5% of these still exist. So that is pretty darn cool. And then to have two different places, it says like B2, Federal Reserve. So it's pretty cool to have like two, I forgot how many Federal Reserves there was that made these, but these are considered the Federal Reserve notes. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. They're pretty cool. I think they're pretty cool. And they're the big boys. You know, they're the big boys. I mean, you can see the differential between big and little. All right, big and little. Head, shoulder, knees and toes, knees and toes. Which brings me to this cool one. This is the 1891 Treasury Note, and it has a red serial number. I don't know how red it looks in the camera here, but it has a red serial number. And these were only printed in 1890 and 1891. Many called this the Stanton Note because this bearded fellow right here, his name is Stanton. And one of the biggest misconceptions were that these are star notes because there's a star, you know. But see, these stars are like solid, like the star notes that we know today are kind of hollow. But people thought these were star notes, and they are definitely, I mean, just because there's a star there doesn't mean it's a star note. But they are definitely not star notes because they didn't incorporate the star notes until like 1910. So it might have a star, but it's not a replacement note. So you can call it the red serial star note or the Stanton note. But that's just what it is. All right. Up next, this one is pretty darn cool. It's the 1896 Silver Certificate, aka, if you don't know what that means, also known as the Educational Note. Which, I mean, look at all that detail. That is pretty cool. And it's called, look, History Instructing the Youth. And it has like different presidents up there. I mean, look at all that detail. That is pretty cool. Oh, look, there's a red seal. And right up here, series of 1896 with the D And that's kind of cool. The serial number is kind of cool. But this is the only year depicting history instructing the youth, pointing to the Potomac River. So history, they're pointing to the Potomac River, and they're also pointing to Washington, D.C. Oh, even the back is pretty cool, because it's got like George Washington and his wife. Was it like Martha? But yeah, these are pretty cool. They're known as the educational note. And I don't know if you can like, I mean, yeah, if you wanted to take the time, you could like pause it and read what it says in that book. So that's pretty cool. And last but not least, this one came with its own information, so I didn't have to look up the information on the internet, so yay me. So this is a United States legal tender for $2. I want my $2. It's got like a red seal, red writing, red rum. I don't know where that came from. But this is a $2. Oh, it has a bunch of cool writing here. Too much for my little eyes to focus in on at the moment. But hey, if you want to pause it and read that, go right ahead. I think I left it there long enough. Let's see what this is. Series of 1917. Printed at the Bureau of Engraving and Printing. That's kind of funny. But here's some information. Actually, I'll just like leave this out here so you can like see it while I look at this information. Oh, there's a whole lot of information. Look. Information. It's one of the first types of paper currency issued by the U.S. government. It was made necessary in the early part of the Civil War when the government started to run out of gold and silver, which to pay its bills. All notes were backed by the faith of the government. Well, I don't know how much faith we have in the government now, but this was all based on the faith of the government. There's some more. Was to deter counterfeiters. Okay, the back of the note. So like all this intricate stuff in the twos. It's a whole lot of weaving, but I mean the complexity of this note, like I mean look at all the complexity. I think that would like deter people. So I hope I let you guys know a little bit about these, and you know I learned a little bit about these. So let me know in the comments below, like which one do you think is the coolest? This $2 bill, the educational note, the $1 note. Yeah, it's pretty intricate on the back too. Yeah, these ones are like super cool. Like the other ones, it's just like the back is boring. The Federal Reserves. The Federal Reserves. Oh, what? I got it mixed up. Okay, there's the other Federal Reserve. The gold ones, the ones that were illegal to own. You could get the $20 gold, $10 in gold, or the World War II era North African one. Or just the $10, get your $10 in gold. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know, you know, if you thought any one of these was like super cool. So yeah, let me know in the comments below. And I'd appreciate it if you could give me a likey. And I will see you out there next time. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Thanks for learning. And I will say bye-bye.